7 things to know about CMMC compliance. What is CMMC compliance? CMMC is a certification that the U.S. Department of Defense, DoD, requires for businesses that work with the federal government and handle controlled unclassified information, CUI. A CMMC certification helps ensure your organization has the right cybersecurity policies and procedures to protect sensitive data from being hacked or lost. It also ensures you meet compliance requirements set forth by federal agencies such as NASA and the DHS Cybersecurity Division. The CMMC program requires a contractor to undergo an audit and be assessed against a series of cybersecurity best practices. Below are 7 things you should know about CMMC. 1. Going through the CMMC compliance process requires resources. The CMMC assessment and certification is a slow and gradual process that cannot just be completed overnight. It requires a lot of work and resources from your organization. You can't simply hire a third party to complete the process for you. The CMMC compliance process can take months or even years, depending on your organization's size and scope. This commitment requires patience and long-term investment from your company and its stakeholders. 2. Compliance must be maintained for the duration of the contract. This is because lapses can result in fines or loss of business opportunities. If a contract lasts for 2 years, then your organization must keep up with all the security guidelines of the CMMC until the end of the contract. If your organization is found to be non-compliant during an audit, then your organization might be penalized. However, it must be noted that failing an audit is not exactly a death sentence. If you fail the audit, don't panic. It doesn't mean your contract with the government is over right away. However, you need to take corrective action and pass the audit next time. A certified third-party assessor, or the C3PAO, will work with you on finding solutions to your problems and help you pass the audit so that the government can continue working with you. You won't be disqualified from future contracts because of a failed audit, but you do have to make adjustments. 3. Compliance relies on audits made by third parties. Companies that desire to be CMMC compliant have to undergo a third-party audit of their cybersecurity practices. This is where the C3PAO comes in. These third-party auditors will conduct interviews with employees, review documentation, and conduct on-site assessments. Auditors also help companies identify weaknesses in their systems and work towards improving them before external regulators find out about them. 4. CMMC compliance covers 3 levels of cyber maturity. Recently, CMMC 1.0 has been replaced by CMMC 2.0, with the reduction of levels from 5 to 3 as the main change. Now, the CMMC covers 3 levels of cyber maturity, L1 to L3, with L1 being the most basic stage of compliance. The higher the level, the more sophisticated the cybersecurity measures and requirements are. The following are the 3 levels of CMMC compliance you should be familiar with. Level 3, Expert. This level is essentially the combined levels 4 and 5 of the CMMC 1.0. At this stage, your organization should pay attention to reducing the risk and improving the effectiveness of safeguarding CUI against advanced persistent threats, APTs. This means Level 3 mandates your organization to check and measure your security controls over time to know how effective they are and to provide corrective action whenever necessary. Compliance with CMMC requires serious consideration of the levels mentioned above. However, it's important to note that leveling up is not required for all organizations. As long as your company can meet the standards stated in the contract, then it's good to go. 5. Companies that handle sensitive data will also need to comply with CMMC. Private partners and contractors of the DoD are not the only ones that need to comply with CMMC. Companies that handle sensitive data will need to comply with CMMC as well. Sensitive data includes a wide range of information, including financial details such as credit card numbers, bank account numbers, and social security numbers. It also includes healthcare information like medical records, health insurance claims, biometric data, passwords, or other unique identifying characteristics, such as fingerprints. 6. CMMC compliance can help level the playing field in the public sector. When you think of government contracts and cybersecurity, 2 things come to mind: red team alerts and companies that are favored over others. Red team alerts are when a government agency gives a contract to a company that has lower security standards than another company that might have better cybersecurity practices. This means smaller businesses can't compete with larger ones because they don't have enough resources or money to meet the requirements set by the agency and other laws. But with CMMC compliance, all companies can compete on equal terms. They simply have different levels of risk mitigation strategies, RMS, set up for them depending on how much money they want to spend on cybersecurity measures. 7. CMMC doesn't mean you're compliant with other security standards. You can be CMMC certified and not ISO 27001 compliant, or vice versa. CMMC is a set of cybersecurity practices, while ISO 27001 develops its own set of international standards. Compliance with one doesn't mean you're automatically compliant with the other.